What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Conversations with the Mod Squad. I am your host this week, Kevin, always joined by Felix.
What's up?
And this week's guest is Mr. Freddie Fisher from the Bracket Bastards. How's it going, my man?
I am fantastic. It's about time that I've actually got to do this. I am, unfortunately, a very, very busy man, and there was a kind of a partnership on, as far as Bracket Bastards goes, that Felix is going to be doing the Bastards Backstage episode, so I found it fitting that we actually get to this one as well. And with Kevin being our newest and oldest and one of our beardedest bastards out there. I'm growing mine, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna reach his. My wife would not let me. I just find it kind of cool that we actually got to do this. Plus, Bubbles was on here not too terribly long ago, and she said that she had a good time. So
the Bubbles was on, and we just had Aaron on from Comic Booked, so we just had him on not too long ago as well. So Freddie, what this show is all about, it's about letting your fans get to know you more on a personal level, but in a lighthearted type of way. And you'll recognize some of the questions on this because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of borrowed some of them from you from your show backstage with what is it? Is Backstage Bracket Bastards or
it's Bastards Backstage. It's one of the Backstage. It's one of the 3 shows that we have on the Bracket Bastards lineup, I guess. So
I forgot the full name because we just normally call it Backstage. So that's really why I just totally blanked real quick. So thank you for being on. I appreciate it. And the very first question I like to ask our guests is, what exactly is the Bracket Bastards and how did that show come about?
Oh, shit. This is one question that I get asked a lot, and it kind of sucks because it's hard to explain. Bracket Bastards is kind of I've been told it's a game show in a lot of ways because it has that kind of atmosphere, but it's a show where everybody's opinion matters. And we're not talking about big ticket items like politics, religion, and stuff like that, but we're talking about movies and TV shows and music and a lot of pop culture and a whole bunch of other stuff where I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there. I can't stand Star Wars. But so my vote on whatever we do, if it's either pro or against Star Wars, will hold just as much weight, even though I'm the creator of the show, hold just as much weight as the one of the other panelists on the show. And it's a good opportunity for people to go out and give their opinion in a safe manner, have a barroom conversation among friends. And and I always tell people, you're allowed to speak whatever opinion you have. There's only a certain words you're not allowed to say on the show. Other than that, it's what it is. Which is why I also tell people we've had 150, this next week is going to be 159 episodes. One of them is rated for a child because there's not a single cuss word in the entire thing. There's other episodes. There's an episode we've done before. I think Deadpool and Wolverine has the record for like the most swear words in a movie right now.
Yeah.
I think that episode is a little short of 2 hours. There is more swear words in that episode than that movie. It's just that's how the show ranges. So it's a lot of fun. It's a long show. I always tell people it's a traveling show type thing. So if you're on your commute at work and you got to drive an hour, or you're trying to walk between classes or stuff like that, that's when you want to listen to that show. It's not like a 5-minute tidbit type thing. It's a
community show too. It's a show you can listen to with a community and have your own discussion while listening to Bracket Bastards as well.
But what we do on the show, because I kind of dance around this, we take a bracket or a tournament, as a lot of people say, of 32, 64, 128 or more. Lately we've been doing 16 because we have as we record, we're doing the 3 wise men and a Santa baby thing. where it's we have a Sweet 16 of Stanley Tucci, Sweet 16 of Danny DeVito, and Sweet 16 of Matthew Lillard, and I think it's a Sweet 16 of Danny DeVito, but I'm not quite for sure about that. And then after that, we're doing Taylor Swift songs. So as you can tell, there's a wide range of stuff on that one, and we banter and vote our way down to a winner. Everybody gets a vote. Everybody's vote counts. Whatever item gets the most votes moves on to the next round and faces the winner of the previous round. And we do that all the way down till we get to an end. There's a couple lifelines in play like that. Like if you want, there's one of my favorite ones Q came up with, and it's called Steal a Vote. Mm-hmm. It's burned a lot of people in the past, especially Q. Q gets burned on this a lot.
It does.
It's so much fun.
It's just fun to steal his vote. I don't know why.
It really is.
If there's a panelist and I'm on, I like to steal his vote.
But
all right, so basically, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some word association with Felix, and I'll ask about 15 thought-provoking questions, and we'll finish off with some rapid fire this or that. Felix, you want to go ahead and take it away, my man?
All right, man. Just the first thing that pops into your head. This word association. The first word is Western.
Spaghetti.
Hero.
Dad.
Desire.
I would say passion, but it's kind of the same thing.
Well, that's the first thing that popped in your head, so yeah.
Yeah.
Network.
Bastards.
Storm.
Jade Cargill. I'm a wrestling fan. I can't help it.
Adventure.
Indiana Jones.
Bizarre.
ICP.
Agreed. Memory.
Children.
Fear.
Children.
Bracket.
Bastards.
And my last one is cheeseburger.
Burger King.
Okay.
I like it. So to follow up on Felix's cheeseburger, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog's a taco.
I agree. Stuffed bread as well. I would take stuffed bread as well. But yeah. There's multiple things on that entire thing too. Because if a hot dog is definitely not a sandwich unless you put like the ketchup or mustard on stuff on bottom. Because one of the first things that's going to do is split that entire seam. Mm-hmm.
So that's why you always put the condiments on top. If you haven't eaten your hot dog by the time all your condiments seep to the bottom and finally does split that, you've eaten a taco and a sandwich in the entire consumption. If you have a chili cheese hot dog type thing, which is not, you're not going to pick this thing up. It's in a bowl, in a long tube, whatever.
Or a plate, yeah.
That is not a sandwich. It is not a hot dog. It is not a taco or anything else. That, my friend, is a casserole.
Okay.
I'll take that. I'll take that. And apparently this conversation has been had plenty of times. But yeah, I'll agree with all of those actually. I like that. But when I think of a hot dog, I think of going to an event, and when I go to an event, I like going to a wrestling event, because when that wrestler comes through the curtain and his theme song hits, you know exactly who he is and what he's all about. If you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
Okay, I'm going to give you a couple answers on this one, because number one, I'm going to go for a professional wrestler's theme music, and my personal one that I would steal from somebody else would probably be Stone Cold Steve Austin's, because that glass shattering is probably one of the most. It's a head turner, and it's also one of the most iconic sounds in wrestling. Ric Flair's "Woo" is up there as well. We had a wrestling. We have one coming up too, but we had a wrestling theme songs bracket last year for Rumble. It's an annual thing, and I disqualified Ric Flair's music and Stone Cold's music because realistically, the music itself is not the theme music. It's what's so iconic about it, and what would make it win so many matchups is the entire woo and the glass match, which is not part of the actual song.
It's just dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
Get it.
Now, Ric Flair's on the opposite hand is from 2001: A Space Odyssey, and that is an actual song. I do appreciate that. I just can't stand Ric Flair. On the flip side of that one, we have the theme song for the show, and I would use that for myself. It is called, and I know a lot of people don't like this guy, and I have a tendency on the show to separate art from artist. The theme song for Bracket Bastards is a song called "No Good Bastard" or "Bastards" from Tom McDonald and Nova Rockefeller, and I can't remember the guy's name is Hart, and Brandon Hart, and those three do that song. And to be perfectly honest, like that first beat in that song would be absolutely perfect, and coming out to a song with the word bastard in it.
Yeah, no, I get it. It fits. It
Yeah.
fits. Yeah.
Especially for the show. So
Exactly. So, and we're going to stay with music. What is your guilty pleasure car karaoke song? You know that song that when it comes on the radio, you roll the windows up, turn the radio all the way up, and just sing it as loud as you can, but maybe a little embarrassed that you do?
Okay, first of all, I'm not embarrassed by anything. I am who I am, and that's one of the reasons that I married a absolutely wonderful woman who likes me for basically what I am. But I don't listen to a lot of radio. The only reason I listen to radio is that if I know there's a really good contest going on. Mm-hmm. For instance, right now I'm listening to I'm a huge fan of Christmas. So a local radio station is now, since about mid-November, started playing Christmas music. So I have Christmas music going on. But majority of the time, I have Spotify on my phone, so I'm playing it through the car. Mm-hmm. There is there's a musical called Newsies that is out. If you guys want to look this up, it's on. They have the stage version of it on Disney Plus, and there I can't remember the
movie as well back in the
day.
It
was a movie. The guy that Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I think it was Christian Bale played the main character and did a terrible job at it. But the original, the stage show is so much better. And it's different too, because they have different characters in it. There is a song on there called "Watch What Happens," and it's a female vocalist. It's not a male song. It's a female song, but it's still one of my funnest songs just to do, because it's really cheeky at times, but it also has a good message to it and everything else. The song "Burn" from Hamilton is up there too. I can't sing it. I don't have that kind of vocal range.
You sound like me, like you go to sing and dogs start barking. I mean, because I'm horrible.
Same here.
But yeah, okay. Musicals. I love a good musical as well, so I can appreciate that for sure.
Dude, I love a bad musical too. Bad musicals are just as good as good musicals. The Book of Mormon, for instance. The Book of Mormon is a bad musical. It really is. But when you get down to it, it's not that good. But it is fucking hysterical. Les Mis is another one on that one too. It's a really good musical, but it's nowhere near as good as people say it is. But there's a couple songs in there that are absolutely fantastic, that are just so much fun to belt out. And I love that we were talking about it before, about the entire Deadpool and Wolverine movie. There's references to Les Mis in the opening credits of that movie. If you look closely, there's not a lot of spoilers here, but of course, then again, if you haven't seen this movie, like,
you're not going to see it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, you're not going to see it if you haven't seen it yet. There's when he throws Wolverine's skull, because and it pans through the camera. If you freeze frame it, there's numbers on his upper mouth there, and it's the same numbers that Jean Valjean's prisoner numbers were.
Oh, okay.
So it's a shot at Hugh Jackman, because it's one of his most well-known characters, but it's not one of his best characters that he's done. So I just thought it was funny.
No, that's fair. That's definitely fair. All right, we're gonna stay in the car, and what is the farthest you've ever traveled from home for vacation?
I'm a poor bastard, so I don't travel very far. But the farthest I've ever traveled, period, was a missions trip down to Jamaica, at Kingston. There's at Kingston, Montego Bay, stuff like that. I went down there for a missions trip in high school. Funny thing is, I'm an atheist. I just went because other people were going, and I thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to do, so I did it.
Was it fun?
It was a lot of fun. We built houses, we played with kids. My half-assed career as a jokester started then too, because one of the first things out of my mouth when we got to the kids' school that we were helping, we weren't building it, but we were helping get it back off the ground. We were doing some extra stuff for it. One of the first places we had to go is to the principal's office, and I was sitting there talking. I just made an offhanded comment to our preacher friend that went with us, and I made a comment going, it's like, man, we went thousands of miles away, and the first thing that happens when we get here is I'm back in the damn principal's office.
I mean, accurate.
Yeah, but no, he started laughing too, and he looked me straight in the face. It's like, I wish I would have got that on camera.
I love it.
But that's one of the first times that I remember somebody laughing at something that I said. That wasn't derogatory or anything else, but it was just something funny and comical at the time that was said. And any comedian out there, I'm not a comedian, I don't go up on stage, whatever, but we crack jokes on the show. Any comedian out there will tell you one of the biggest highs that they will ever sustain in life is getting laughter from people, which is why a lot of comedians die from doing drugs, is because they try to get that high from other places all the time.
Chasing the pop.
Yeah. So I don't drink, I don't do drugs or anything else, but my highs in life is on the show. I always tell people it's my weekly therapy session.
No, I definitely get it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you get to go out and get to talk with friends for a couple hours, and then throughout the week, since I edit the show too, I get to relive those and get stuff that I didn't get at the time. That I just, like, stuff that I really wish I would have laughed at, but since I'm doing 10 different things at one time on the show,
yeah,
I didn't get it at the time, but then I listened to it and I'm like, that's funny. It was slick. It was fucking slick when he said it, but I missed it, and it sucks. I would have had something to say right off the top of it, but
yeah, I try to throw a comment or two in on some of those. I don't know if you catch them at the time or not, or if they're just not funny. But that is in distance. How about time? If you could travel 10 years to the past or 10 years to the future, but only for 24 hours, which way would you go and why?
future. And not for any particular reason. I mean, the past, I've made a lot of mistakes in the past. I've done a lot of stupid shit. I've done a lot of good shit. I've had good karma, bad karma, everything else. But I don't think 24 hours in the past would change anything relevant that I would actually want to be changed. However, one thing that Back to the Future taught us is that if you happen to go to a local store and buy a sports record, a sports almanac, as they say, you can make your measly $100 turn into a couple $100 million. So,
no need to change the past as long as you can change the future.
Yep, what it is. And one of those things, if I make that kind of money, it doesn't matter what I've done in my past. I have the money to at least make amends for it.
True. You can create Freddie Co. Freddie Co. Casino.
I mean, there's been a whole bunch of things that I've wanted to do in life, and one of the reasons I got into the podcast situation is that I grew up. My dream job growing up was working on the radio. I had my own late night radio show that I had planned out. Would work with commercials and everything else going on, and it would be an interactive show, much like Bastards is. And but I was never afforded that opportunity. So when COVID hit, we didn't have anything to do, and I suck at making bread. So I decided to kind of do my own little radio thing and go off of that. Now, if I had that kind of money, I can buy my own damn radio station and do what I want.
This is true. But like you said, no one listens to radio anymore.
No.
Listen to Spotify.
So I would buy Spotify.
There you go. and you could, if you had the means to do it. If you could get all those sports bettings.
There was a meme the other day I saw. Had something. We had a discussion about who's better between DC and Marvel, and this brought up the entire Marvel situation. They asked. It was a conversation between Sony and Disney, and Disney was asking for the rights to Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And they said, how much for Spider-Man? And they're like, oh, Spider-Man's not for sale. And then Disney goes like, all right, how much for Sony? And Sony's like, what?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like I don't have to buy my ability to go up there. I'll just buy the up there and do it my own damn self.
I like that.
So,
all right. Next question is a little color theory. How would you describe the color purple to a blind man?
Oh, this is one of the questions that was hijacked and twisted. I'm actually kind of glad you took the color purple, because purple is one of my favorite colors. And describing color to a blind man, period, is going to be difficult. There's only real one way to do it, and that is by another sense. You can't do it by smell, because smell would be association. You can't do it by hearing, because hearing would be association as well. The only real way to do that is by touch. And we would do the same thing as I have come up with on yellow for our show, and that would just be turning. I couldn't even do that with touch, because trying to get to the color purple would probably freeze the man hands off by that point. So I don't know. I really don't. I think I would do that. I was trying to associate what black is and get it really cold, and get a median that would be purple and go by that touch.
Okay.
Which would, yeah.
So basically just really cold.
Yeah, well, no, it wouldn't be really cold, because really cold would be black. So you'd have to, on a challenge between, or on a scale between 0 to 10, 10 being white and 0 being black, purple would be like a 2.
Gotcha.
So,
all right, well, what is the funniest thing to ever happen to you that you can legally talk about?
I love that caveat. I've always loved that caveat.
Yeah, that's why I put it in there. I was like, that's a really good way to put it.
The funniest thing I tell my wife all the time. She's like, she asked me, she's like, half the shit I do. She's like, why? I look her straight in the face. It's like, because I can. I'm legally able to. That is the only reason. I don't have a reason other besides that. I'm going to take my legal abilities to do things and just do it, and not ask questions besides that. One of my favorite things I've always done in life, and I got mixed reactions to it, was in my wedding vows. I got to swear 6 times. Granted, I didn't get married in a church. I got married up on a stage, because I have a history of entire theater background. I swear 6 times, and I put in 27 different pop culture references. Some of them were completely obvious, about having like Sheldon's favorite spot type thing. Some of them were really, really cheeky. Some of them it went over a lot of people's heads. But I did it because my wife told me flat out she did not want to hear or approve or retype or proof or anything else my wedding vows before we heard it. Before she heard it, because she knows how I write, and some of the stuff I write is really sappy. It's truthful, but it's stuff that makes you cry. And she wanted to be in the moment type thing. Gotcha. So I completely subverted her expectations and went from like a super sappy to a if you know me, you know why this is what it is. And my mom was appalled.
But if you were to poll your family and friends, what would they say you're most known for?
Sarcasm. I always have a sarcastic comment about everything. I'm the type of person that cannot be trusted on a call that is on speakerphone.
Oh, you're that guy.
No, especially when I find out it's on speakerphone, I'm 10 times worse. That's why when my wife is like, if she's in the car and her phone's attached to the entire speaker system, she tells me, hey, you're on speakerphone when she answers the phone. Because she's the only person that I will not do that to. Mainly because I don't like sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life, right?
Well, I mean, happy spouse, happy house, but the entire thing is like, if you there's certain hills I just don't want to die on, and if I do that to my if I do that to my mom, she's gonna not call me for a couple weeks, but it'd be worth it.
No, true. I'm kind of same way, so I get it. I definitely get it. I am a Superman guy. I love reading comics. That is one of my medias of choice. And I love a good superhero. If you had a superhuman power, what would it be? And would you use that power for good or evil?
My superhuman power depends on if I was evil or not evil or not. So I'm gonna subvert this a little bit. Let's assume that I am an evil supervillain. I personally think the best killing ability out of every superhero out there. Let's go superhero, not villains. Every superhero villain or superhero out there, the best killing ability out there is actually Aquaman. And people are stunned when I hear that. When they hear that, people's like, "Oh no, Aquaman's stupid. He's blah 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 blah."
You're 90% water.
Yeah, you're 90% water. If he snaps his fingers, you're a pile of dust. Like, you're fucked. Could you imagine if Aquaman had a bad day? Like, you're screwed. I don't care if you're Superman or whatever. If he was a villain, I'm pretty sure Superman is at least half water. I mean, I don't know what his chemical makeup is, but there's a lot of water in that.
Yeah.
And if anything, you're not crying for a while. Superhero though, I wouldn't go into crime fighting or anything else like that, but I would love to have can't remember the guy's name now. I'm trying to. It's one of the original X-Men. He's the one that transports all the time.
Oh, Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Kurt Wagner is the name I was trying to think of. But yeah, Nightcrawler. Like, I would love to have that ability. Could you imagine the commute from work?
Oh, the transport ability would be just. I hate traffic as well, so I would love it.
Well, because that's my job right now is that I have I deliver stuff, so I could just bag up whatever thing I have, sit in a car, go, okay, I'm here, click it, and my 2-hour trip to deliver 20 different packages is over in like 6 minutes.
And the people who order those packages would be even more delightful to get their to get their stuff quicker.
Bigger tip, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like I said,
it's not just about just a tip. So
does it? Oh my goodness! All right, like I said, I'm a Superman guy. This is my media of choice, reading comics. But what single piece of media, whether it be book, movie, or TV show, has had the most influence on the person you are today?
Radio. Back in the day back in my day, when I was a child, my I grew up with military parents, and my dad, even though like we did the entire spanking thing up to a certain age, when I got spanked and I got to the point that I just kind of stood there and was like, at the end of it, because I got used to it, he decided to start taking things away. Well, I got in so much trouble, problem child apparently, that the only thing that was left in my room was a bed, the clothes I was going to wear tomorrow, the clothes I had on me, and the radio. That's it. It was pretty much a jail cell. Like that's all it was. But the radio was there, so I had the ability to listen to a multitude of stations. We were kind of in the crosshairs between two different major locations at the time, between Des Moines and like Des Moines and Ottumwa. Ottumwa's not that big, but Des Moines is huge, so you get a whole bunch of their stuff. And so I would get a whole bunch of different radio stations, and I have the ability to listen to music and stuff like that. So having the ability just to listen to music and do your schoolwork was an excellent way to pass the time. No,
I like that. I don't think anybody's ever said radio before, so that's a good one. I like it. I'm a movie guy, though. I love a good movie. But if your life was a movie, what would the title be? And who would play you?
I'm trying to remember the. I'm gonna go with Will Arnett as far as playing me.
Okay.
I've always had mad respect for the guy. I mean, with the exception of being the voice of Batman, because I mean it's Batman. But I mean, you have to do some kind of charity work as an actor. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
However, the title of the movie would be the quicker fucker upper.
Okay.
And it'd be kind of a movie about Murphy's Law, where everything that could go wrong does go wrong, type of thing. I had a lot of cool shit happen in my life. I told my wife flat out, it's like I used every bit of good karma and good luck that I've ever had bagging her, because I have no idea how in the hell that happened. I think I was just in the right place at the right time. She had extremely low standards, and it just worked. So,
hey, so you were meant to be together if that's how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. So that sounds like a good movie title. Like I said, I love a good movie. One of my favorite movies is Castaway, where Tom Hanks is stranded on a desert island. If you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 items would you take with you and why?
A deck of cards, for one. And I don't think enough people realize how useful a deck of cards actually is until they don't have anything to do. A book about survival, because as I read through it, I'm going to have to need some toilet paper as well. So
True.
And the lamp from the movie Aladdin.
So you can get 3 wishes from Genie.
Yep. Well, 2, because I'm not that bad of a guy. And one thing I've always wondered about that one, if you give the lamp to somebody else and they do their 3 wishes, can they give the lamp back to you and you give 3 more wishes?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know lamp etiquette, so I would not know. I would not know that one. If you could switch lives with anyone, fictional or real, just for a day, who would it be and why?
Ted Lasso. I've never seen this show. I have never seen Ted Lasso. I don't have Prime Video, but out of the clips that I've seen on Facebook and Twitter and online and all that stuff, this guy just seems to be unbreakable. Like, you have that mentality where it's not worth the mental effort to get worked up about it. Things work out. You don't die until you actually die, and none of this petty bullshit is going to actually kill you. As long as you keep your head up and your mental standpoint up to a point that you can actually work through situations, it's a good mentality to have. And I think that time period might be enough time to actually get a grip on at least how to start that. And it's something that I wish I had more of. I'm pretty good about not letting. I have a little pin right here that says don't let the bastards grind you down. and it's a good mantra, even though we're bastards on the show. It's a good mantra just to kind of keep working at it, keep your heads up, enjoy the little things in life. So, yeah. So I think it would be Ted Lasso.
All right. I've actually never seen Ted Lasso, so I probably need to watch some of it as well. So that's, you know, a good thing for me to do is watch Ted Lasso. A good reminder to watch it because I keep wanting to go to it. I think Felix has seen it.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the first season is kind of slow, but once you get past that, it's because there's a lot of information in the first season that you need to get into. It's very much Game of Thrones.
Gotcha.
Game of Thrones is like that too. If you can't get through the first season, it's yeah.
Now that
Gotcha.
I'm thinking about it, Ted Lasso does remind me of you, Kevin. Just always happy-go-lucky. Don't let nothing get to you, and just keep going forward.
All right, the last couple of questions I have for you is what is your 1 year, 5 year, and 10-year goals?
Oh, 1 year. What I need to get my financial situation taken care of. I am currently out of I'm not going to say I'm out of a job, but I'm out of employment where I'm working for somebody else. I'm doing the entire DoorDash, Uber type stuff. I did make like $1,000 last week, which is in this department is actually in this area of the states is actually really good. And I have learned that with all the miles that I drive, it's also all that stuff is like tax deductible. So I actually if I do my math right, I don't have to pay taxes.
Oh, nice.
Or at least nearly as much. The 5 year, say my two oldest will be out of school at that point. I want my 5 year goal is to get a better relationship with my two older kids, because I kind of missed out on that. My son, my middle child is actually my wife's tag along. I shouldn't say tag along. My wife's gift from a previous relationship. There you go. And I missed out a lot on his beginning life. I also missed out a lot on my daughter's life, period, because myself and my ex live on two completely different sides of the state. So and my daughter right now, she does theater, she's in school, she works, she does a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's really hard for her to get time off. So I only get to see, I talk to her at least once a day. That's the rule. I talk to her at least once a day, but I only get to see her once every couple months. And that's for a short time period. It's not like for the week or the weekend. It's more or less like I go up there to see a stage show, or she's down here for a day or two for whatever she's coming down here for, or stuff like that. So I would have the ability in the next at the 5 year mark, because she'll be 21, he'll be 19, to have a more of an adult relationship with them, because I think at that point you can be more of a friend than a father, and I'm pretty sure I'd be better at that than as a parent. My youngest, though, I've been with him since birth, so that's my last chance in life to actually have pretty much full control from start to raise a person that is great for society. That's that. 10 years, I'd be in my upper 40s at that point. I have a 50 before 50 list, and what that is that a lot of people have what they call a bucket list in life, things to do before they kick the bucket. But you never know when you're going to die. That's so people assuming that they have 30, 40 years to finish entire bucket list, or they'll do it when they retire or whatnot, is kind of serving the wrong master type thing. So I have a 50 before 50 list of stuff that I just want to do before I turn 50. And then when I reach 50, kind of start a new list. My official kick the bucket list type thing.
I like it,
and
because you're putting a date on it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And a lot of those things, they're not major things. One of them is I want to. My dad taught me how to play chess. I've never beaten him. So my goal is to actually beat him and not have him just kind of throw the game to make me feel better type thing. I don't do that with my kids. I don't let them win anything. If they're gonna win, they're gonna earn it type thing. And that served me well in life. I'm not a competitive person, but when I do compete, I will make sure that if you won, you deserve the win. Like, you actually beat me. I'm not gonna throw in the damn towel for you. There's that. There's, like, I want to host a family Christmas at some point, because family Christmas as a kid was a huge thing. And since my grandmother died, we really don't have a patriarch to do that anymore. But none of us are in the financial capabilities, and we don't live close enough together anymore to actually do that. So I wanted to do that at least once. But this entire 50 before 50 list is all stuff that I'm capable of doing, but I have to work up to it.
Gotcha.
Type stuff.
I like it. And the very last one I have is one of your last ones as well, is if you took center stage to the world and had everybody by their ear, what would your message be?
It's okay to be a bastard, just don't be a dick.
I like it. Short and sweet.
Well, it's true, because if you... There's a difference between being passionate about something, being truthful about something, and just whatever, but you don't have to be mean about it as well. Getting your point, if you require being mean to get your point across, you're either A, talking to the wrong audience, or B, you need to change your message. Because a majority of things in life could be understood by a majority of people quite simply, but yelling at them and calling them names and stuff like that, it's just not... It's not a good way of doing things. It never has been. You're gonna bred resentment in anything you do with that, and the things that you teach whoever you're trying to teach by being a dick about it is going to be tainted. And if you're nice and if you teach somebody in a good way and you're nice about it, whatever, once they comprehend that, they're going to want to learn more from you, because it was a good experience from them. If you're a dick about it, they're going to want to get out. Once they learn whatever they're supposed to learn and finish this accomplishment, they're going to want to leave, and it's going to leave a bad taste in their mouth. So if you want to be a good student in life, a good teacher in life to anybody that you're trying to teach, or person that you're trying to be a part of their life or anything else, just don't be a dick about it.
I like it. That's a good message for sure. And that goes with just about any part of life in general. I like it. All right, we're gonna finish off with some rapid fire, this or that. So Felix, go ahead and take this away, my man.
All right. Is the term GIF or GIF?
Are you talking about peanut butter, or are you talking about
We're talking about the little motion thing that you post on Facebook.
It's GIF. Like peanut butter.
And I like you, Freddie.
Well, I mean, it depends if I'm trying to piss somebody off. If I'm trying to piss somebody off, it's GIF. If I'm trying to be professional about it, it's GIF, because that's actually how it's supposed to be pronounced.
All right. Android or Apple? Just
Droid. Droid all the way. People, I'm gonna be a dick on this one. People who openly want Apple want it for two different reasons. One, everything in their life is Apple, so they want it for convenience reasons, because everything which is Apple conforms to Apple. People who are smart about it, who don't care about the having people know that they have a thing in their pocket that is easily breakable, that costs like $1,500, will choose Droid every damn time, because Droid is 90% of their programs are free. They're compatible with the rest of the world. And you don't have to worry about the little stupid blue text thing. Genius marketing, though, by Apple. I gotta give them that.
Yeah, I'm an Android guy too. Next one is, hold on, I clicked out of it.
See how you are.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel, all the way. No, okay, we've had this discussion. I'm not saying DC is bad, but 99.9 times out of 100, I'm going Marvel 100%.
What about 20 years ago? DC or Marvel?
Marvel. Grew up on it.
Okay.
And if it wasn't for Blade, we wouldn't have all these movies. That is a proven fact.
Agreed. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Neither.
Kevin's roles? You have to pick one.
Oh, fuck. Going. It's 50-50. It is 50-50, because, and not in a good way. Prince has a couple of good songs. Michael has a couple of good songs, but they're both horrible people. Like, they're just both horrible people. I'm gonna go with Jackson simply for the song "Man in the Mirror."
Love that song. I just heard it yesterday, I want to say. Xbox or PlayStation?
64. No,
I can't hate on that one.
Yeah, PlayStation. Although I really wish I'd go back to like not PS4, back to the old Nintendo type systems, because if you have 20 different buttons on a controller, dude,
That's exactly my argument as well. I just can't control the new controls now. There's just too much. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
It's not for me, but to each their own. As long as each pineapple slice is put upside down, I'm fine. Kevin knows what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Although I do appreciate cats as being massive assholes. It's kind of a quality I want to live up to.
Books or audiobooks?
Audio all day. I'm way too busy to read.
Checkers or chess?
Chess. Although I've never learned how to play checkers, so.
Carmen Sandiego or Waldo?
We discussed earlier about me getting a Waldo tattoo, and my picture right now up there, because my camera's not working, is me dressed up as Waldo for Halloween. So definitely Carmen Sandiego.
Okay, that works. I saw that coming.
That's what she said. And now she wears an eye patch. So
my last one, soft or hard homemade tacos?
I don't think I've ever had homemade tacos, but between soft shell and hard shell, it is soft shell all the way. I don't have the best teeth to even begin with, so my gum line sucks as well. That's a genetic thing. So I've always loved the soft shell. Plus, if I'm eating out or I'm trying to travel or stuff like that, soft shell is a lot easier to contain.
Yeah.
So there's a practical reason for that as well.
I like it. All right. I do believe that does it for this episode of Conversations with the Mod Squad. I want to thank you, Freddie, for being on. The last thing I want to ask you is, do you have anything coming up, and where can people find you?
Anything coming up? Currently, we have, as far as Bastards go, we don't have anything coming up as far as backstage, with the exception of Felix. But I have to find my notes to figure out all my questions, because I'm going to have to go back and listen to a previous episode to get all this stuff down, because I can't off the top of my head. It's been too long. On Bastards for this we're doing the entire holiday situation. We did Stanley Tucci last week with Matthew Lillard, Danny DeVito, Taylor Swift songs, and finishing up the holiday season. We're on December 22nd. We're doing a Search for Santa, which is all different Santa Clauses from different movie, TV shows, and stuff like that. We did it on Bracketology, which unfortunately Bracketology did go away. Now the final poll is over. Back to the Future won that one. Tim Allen's Santa Claus from the Santa Claus won that one back when we did it on there. So we'll try to figure out a winner after that. On another show that we do is a recasting call. The last couple of months we've done She's All That, Any Given Sunday. We just finished Home Alone. Home Alone will be out in the next couple weeks. And we have Matilda and the 90s version of Romeo and Juliet after that. So
very cool. And where can people find you?
At Freddie Fisher on Facebook is probably the easiest way to do that. It's probably the easiest way to message me as well. On Twitter, I'm at Fisher777. We're all at Bracket Bastards on Instagram. As always, you can find me at Can't Lick Me, not one word.
All right. Well, thank you for being on Conversations with the Mod Squad. It's been a long time coming. I appreciate it very much. And that does it for this episode of Conversations with the Mod Squad. So for Freddie and Felix, I am Kevin saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.
Aww.